My name is Patrick Principal, and this is my COM 114 speech. It's Monday morning. You wake up. Your eyes are running, your nose is bleeding, your throat feels dry and cracked, you can't breathe, you have a headache, stomach ache, and body aches. You'd much rather go back to sleep than get up and do what you need to. You might feel like you have strep, the flu, or the coronavirus, but for millions of Americans every year, this is simply the daily occurrence called allergies. With 32 million Americans being affected by allergies, 25 being affected by asthma, 32 being affected by eczema, and 25 being affected by hay fever, we have an epidemic of atopic diseases in our country. Thankfully, though, there are solutions. A medical research team based out of Stanford has found the antibody Etokimab, which can allow patients to eat 1 nut's worth of protein 2 weeks after the injection. Now, 1 nut of protein probably doesn't sound like a lot, but there are 200 milligrams of protein per nut, and only 1 milligram is required to have a reaction, so the difference is staggering. Additionally, this research can be extrapolated across all atopic diseases, improving quality of life across the board. This treatment is especially effective against multiple allergies because it has no allergen in it, which is also why it's useful for the immunocompromised, since there is zero chance of reaction. This research proves that atopic diseases are a specifically solvable and tangible issue that we can tackle. Thanks to the Stanford research team led by Sharon Shinthraja and Kari Nadeau, we have a double-blind study that found that 73% of patients were able to eat 1 nut of protein 15 days after the injection. The injection, of course, being the antibody Etokimab, which, if you go to Anapsy Bio's website, you'll find that Etokimab inhibits interleukin-33, which creates mast cells and IgE. Now, other treatments only remove the IgE, but since mast cells and IgE combine to go do the allergy response, this treatment is especially effective as it removes both of them, not just the IgE. However, this treatment isn't perfect, and as the Mayo Clinic Allergy versus Intolerance page explains, there's a difference in the causes between them, and this treatment will not treat intolerances. This treatment should also be taken with a grain of salt, as it was conducted with only 20 subjects. However, the potential is very great for very good things. If you look at the American Academy for Allergy and Asthma Immunology's current state of OIT page, OIT being oral immunotherapy, you'll find that it explains what oral immunotherapy is, which is the daily intake of a small amount of allergen from 6 months to a year with the intent of increasing tolerance. This is effective in 60 to 80% of patients. Another treatment is the EPIT, or epicutaneous immunotherapy. If you go to foodallergy.org's EPIT page, you'll find that it explains that it's a tech similar to a nicotine patch that gives a low dose of allergen over the course of all the day, and then it's replaced daily. This treatment takes 1 year to 3 years, with at the end of 1 year, 35% of patients finding it effective, and at the end of 3 years, 52% finding it effective. It does have a higher tolerance of about 1,000 milligrams of protein. The final treatment is allergy shots, which are similar to OIT, except are taken intravenously through a syringe instead of orally. There's a gradual build-up phase of 3 to 6 months, in which there's weekly injections versus monthly injections in the maintenance phase of 3 to 5 years. Each of these has an increasing length, increasing risk, but increasing tolerance level. Now, consider that the Asthma and Allergy Network's statistic led them to believe that 50% of Americans complain of allergies on a daily basis. You might think that this is just part of life, or that it's something that's too big to deal with, but improving quality of life is never something that's too big for us to handle. Consider that 45 million Americans wear contacts. Even more wear glasses. If we won't let visual impairment stop us, and we can't let audio impairment stop us, there is no reason that environmental impairment should be able to. In fact, this treatment is extremely tangible. Antibody treatment is going through multiple studies at the moment, and because it prevents reactions on both sides of the allergy response, we have increased tolerance at an unprecedented speed against both multiple allergens, and it works for the immunocompromised. The other options are also good choices, Even though they have a higher risk and are slower, they produce a much greater tolerance. This technology exists and is extremely tangible. We can improve the quality of life of hundreds of millions of people and billions of people worldwide. This is a very solvable issue. We can fix atopic diseases using this technology very easily. So the next Monday morning, when you wake up and the first thing you do is reach for the Dayquil, remember that there are alternatives. You don't have to live like this, and we can prevent it at the source. Quality of life is something that we should never have to think is unattainable. It's very much attainable, and we can do it. Thank you. This is the end of my speech. I will politely, slowly go through all of my sources. I do have a bunch of them. I hope you're having a good day. All right, thank you. That's all. Bye-bye.